Thank you very much. Let me acknowledge the presence of our Honorable Minister of Provincial Affairs for Mashonaland East, Advocate Tainduzo, the Permanent Secretary here present for the Ministry of Information, Mr. Niki Mangwana, and Ambassador Katsande in absentia, represented by the Deputy Ambassador. I just overheard the ambassador is from one of the wise men from the East. Thank you very much. I just want to share with you one or two investment opportunities in the city of Mutare. A city of Mutare, by the way, is like the gateway to the east. It's close to Mozambique. It links Zimbabwe with Mozambique. And the main business there is actually in timber production, because Manicaland produces close to 95% of Zimbabwean timber. So we are into timber, food processing, and we have got a railway linking with Mozambique, which is next to the sea. Well, the city was to about 225,000 people. The residents of the city are somewhat at most 225,000. I am glad I've seen close to 95% of the people in here were actually excited about the issues of real estate. When it was mentioned the real estate, I've seen close to 95% raised their hands, which means people are focused on real estate. Well, in Mutare, we have got an opportunity on real estate, on the identification of our old density, which is Sakuba. Land is now scarce, ladies and gentlemen, and we are actually embarking on urban regeneration and urban densification by virtue of building high-rising buildings. You know, Sakuba was actually built sometime long back in the 60s, but we have got a cabinet approval in 2018, and the government has actually given this project a national status of the project. So we are actually inviting investors to come and build some flats. That's regeneration. You could actually say, if we build the flats, we enter into a PPP model, whereby if we build those flats, some are going to be owned by the investor, and a certain percentage will be given to the local authority, lest our people would share from the buildings. We are saying we are inviting investors to build the flats, and it's a PP model whereby we could be sharing. Say if we build 4 flats, depending on our agreement, the 3 could be owned by you, then you would harvest from rentals or selling the flats. But a certain percentage will be owned by the local authority, so that the residents of Sakuba could have somewhere to reside on. So that's the first opportunity in Mutare. Then we have got also a regeneration or a revamping of our bus terminals. We have got 2 main buses, but we want to revamp it. And once we get a partner, definitely he is going to get from the proceeds from the bus terminus, as well as SME hub in Muragwa, Green Market, want to build like a high-rising buildings for our SMEs, and he could share the proceeds with the local authority. That's the first opportunity. I think you could share the pictures with them. Those are the urban renewal proposed flats. You bring in your money, you build flats like those ones, then we actually share the proceeds. It's a PPP arrangement. And the good thing is that actually we got the green light from the central government in 2018. So those who were actually advocating for estate ventures, that's a good opportunity. Land is scarce, and definitely you will reap your money back. So those are the floods. Then the second opportunity is the Odzani Min Hydro Power Plant. As the overhead from the Permanent Secretary, Mr. Nikumangwana, yes, here and there electricity is not like adequate in Zimbabwe. We have got somewhat, we've got a shortage of electricity. And this is the chance. City of Mutare is getting its water from Pungwe River. And the gravity, ladies and gentlemen, is like more than 300 meters upwards. So water flows from Pungwe River to the city purely by gravity, and we don't use electricity. So as a city, we merely invest in ARVs as well as PRVs. I'm talking of pressure reducing valves as well as air reducing valves. Unlike not the modern era. So our problem as a city is reducing pressure. We have got pipe base from pressure. But when the pipeline was constructed by a company from Sweden, I was talking to my friend from Sweden, he knows the company. They have left a leeway whereby you could actually construct a mini hydro. And it's there, everything is set. Feasibility studies were done, and the cost was somewhat 3.1 in 2011, but as of now, I think it's estimated to 1.4. So the essence is simply you could come and enter into a PP arrangement with the city, then construct a mini hydro for at most 1.4 and supply the much needed electricity to the national grid, which is somewhat 0.7 megawatts. And definitely you get your money. Because as of now, as Zimbabweans, we've got a shortage of electricity. And the pipeline is already there. The base work was done already by this company. But the issue is we need an investor to come and construct that mini hydro and supply the much needed power to the grid. Remember I said the electricity won't be needed at the water purification plant because we don't use the electricity, we just use the gradient till to the final consumer, but it will supply to the main grid and get the much needed money. So those are the two main investment opportunities in the city of Mutare. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, we have got our own company which is wholly owned by the city of Mutare, and the council has resolved to shed off about 30%. Those who have been to Zimbabwe, they know the company is called Pungwe. And it's into beer brewing, and we are shedding off 30% to would be investors, and the company brews one of the best beers in Manicaland. And those who want to invest can always come. Then we've got also one of the small national parks just within the six. If Google, you see the one called Sisukop, and want partners, people who could actually enter into PPP and preserve the surrounding mountains. You know, the Sisukop used to house some animals, and they are into tourism for the local community. But we need partners who can actually preserve our mountains, because the city of Mutare is a mountainous area. So we are saying if somebody can come and preserve the mountains, probably keep one or two animals, because those who have been there, if you could have visited the Sisukop, it's within the towns, but you can see some imbalas, some pythons, as well as one or two animals. So we need a partner who is going to preserve the mountains, so that there won't be too much deforestation, and our local people could enjoy. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to waste much of your time. We have got a mini hydro which is ready for construction. The water is there, it's plenty, and we have got some flats which needs to be constructed to those. We have got their monies, we have got the cabinet approval, and the project has been declared to be a national project. So we are just waiting for what? For investors. We have got a good road network. We are next to Mozambique. We are the gateway to the city. So everything is like ready. I would like to thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.